The setting for the script is Athens, Greece, in the year 399 BC. Officials in the city have charged the philosopher Socrates with disrespect toward the Greek gods who are part of the religious and social heritage of the city. He has also been accused of corrupting the youth of the city by encouraging them to question authority and accepted beliefs. Socrates is to be judged by 501 citizens of Athens who will determine by majority vote if he is guilty. He is questioned about his opinions and statements. Socrates admits that he is a seeker of the truth and wisdom and that he does not believe in the Greek gods on Mount Olympus. He does believe in a universal God, and he follows an inner voice in determining what is right and wrong. Socrates also expresses his distrust for the motivation and behavior of the city leaders. Members of the court point out that he spends most of the day talking with people and asking questions of behavior that irritates his wife, as well as the city fathers. Socrates is found guilty of the charges, and he refuses to accept exile rather than the death penalty. He intends to follow the law, even when it is a bad law, because he believes in the rule of the law. He drinks a cup of poison, hemlock, and dies. His student Plato says that Socrates was the most honorable and intelligent man he has ever known. The script is set in ancient Athens in the year 399 BC. There are 7 speakers. Socrates was one of the most famous citizens of Athens, a once powerful Greek city-state that had been defeated by its enemies. Socrates had been a brave and competent soldier in his youth. He owned a small home and inheritance and did not work for a living. He spent most of his adult life wandering the streets, discussing politics, the meaning of life, religion, and current events. He upset the political leaders and public officials of Athens because many of the questions he asked either made fun of them or challenged their decisions. He has been brought to a trial before a group of 501 citizens who will serve as his judges and determine his fate.
It is not Socrates, citizens of Athens, you are brought to a trial before 501 of your fellow citizens, serving as your judges. The charges against these are these. First, you are accused of believing in gods other than the Greek deities who have protected Athens throughout its history. Secondly, you are charged with corrupting the young people of Athens with their ideas. Do you understand the charges?
I understand the charges, but not why I have been charged.
Is it not true that you have often criticized the actions of government and the leaders of Athens? You constantly speak to all manners of citizens, residents, and even slaves about the issues of the day, and you are extremely critical. You discharge the motives of the leaders of our great city. How do you plead?
I was a soldier throughout the wars of my youth when Athens fought Sparta and the other Greek city-states allied against us. Our failure to win was partly due to the self-interest of our leaders and the lack of military skill of those men. Many of the officials in Athens looked to their own interests rather than to the welfare of all. They desire re-election, extra profits for their businesses, more slaves, and warfare with their neighbors.
You've all heard his words. He's still demeaning the great men who run our city.
Of course, Haines and Miletus both consider themselves part of the brilliant corps of leaders who claim to represent people.
I have heard you insult the gods of Greece on any number of occasions. We have been defeated by our enemies because of your impiety and disbelief of you and your followers. You have encouraged the young men of this city to distrust and be disrespectful of the gods. Do you deny that you follow another god?
I do not disrespect any god, but I don't believe in the gods said to be residing on Mount Olympus. They do not even agree with each other on most things, if you listen to their priests. I do believe in one powerful God of the universe. I follow a voice within myself that helps me determine right from wrong. I trust my inner voice more than any other god.
You can hear the blasphemy with your own ears. How does a man hear voices unless he has struck too much wrong?
Even the oracle at Delphi, who is in touch with the gods, told me that there is no man wiser than Socrates. Are you the wisest man of all?
I don't believe the oracle. I'm not a wise person. I just love wisdom. I know nothing compared to the whole of what can be learned. I seek wisdom from every person I meet. I'm a philosopher. The meaning of philosophy is to love knowledge, and knowledge leads to wisdom sometimes. We should immediately go in search of a man more intelligent than I to prove the gods are wrong.
His very words insult the gods.
My teacher Socrates believes that the only way to find truth is to believe you know nothing. This is not an insult to the gods, it is simple humility. He's the most intelligent man I've ever known.
Socrates, do you wish to throw yourself on the mercy of these judges and possibly save your own life?
If I wished to seek mercy, I would have brought my wife and children to beg for me. I did not choose to do so.
It is a good thing he didn't bring his wife. She is forever nagging and screaming at the poor man in her loud and thundering voice. One time she set a jug of water over the door, and it fell on his head. Of course, Socrates made a joke of it. He always said it rains after it thunders.
You have also been accused of disrespect towards Athens. Are you a true citizen of Athens?
I'm not just a citizen of Athens or even Greece. I'm a citizen of the world.
That is nonsense. No one is a citizen of the world. You must either be with us or against us.
You ignore your wife and do no work. Everyone has heard the loud, continuous complaints of your wife.
This is true. If you marry a good woman, your life will be filled with joy. If you marry a nagging woman, you may become a philosopher.
You can be found daily wandering the streets, talking to people, especially idle youths. Your endless questions disturb the peace of their unsettled minds. These questions are discussed by many citizens and sour dissension among the people. You challenge the very political system you live under. Your remarks will stir up insurrection and revolt among slaves and people without property. You have offended most of the powerful people of Athens with your endless questions.
If I do not question, I cannot learn. My purpose in life is to seek what I do not know and spread what I do know to others. Don't all of you, feel ashamed of what you do not know? The very soul of a man seeks knowledge.
We have heard enough of this man's testimony. His own words condemn him. Let the judges be counted.
A total of 281 of the 501 citizens who were judges in the trial of Socrates voted for his guilt on the charge of disrespect for the gods. The punishment was death, but often exile from the city was offered instead.
Do you wish to ask for exile from Athens instead of death sentence that has been handed down?
No, I believe in the law, even when it is wrong. The law is not perfect, but it must guide the way I live. Today you may judge me, but in the future, history will judge you.
It is my good fortune to have been born in Socrates' lifetime and to have been his student. He is the most honorable man in all of Athens.
Socrates was allowed to drink a cup of hemlock, a deadly poison. He died peacefully, believing that death would free his spirit.